Ever wondered what CI/CD in Azure DevOps is? Perhaps you've heard of the terms but aren't quite sure how they fit into the grand scheme of software development. Well, today is your lucky day as we delve into this very topic. CI/CD stands for Continuous Integration and Continuous Deployment. In a nutshell, it's a method of software development that involves frequent integration of code changes into a shared repository and automatic deployment of these changes to a production environment. Azure DevOps, on the other hand, is Microsoft's answer to the need for a unified suite of development tools. It includes a range of services, including Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipelines, and more. But today, our focus is on how to create a CI/CD pipeline in Azure DevOps. Before we dive into creating pipelines, let's take a tour of the Azure DevOps portal. This portal is a one-stop shop for all your development needs. With a sleek and intuitive interface, it provides a unified platform for managing your projects, repositories, pipelines, and more. As we navigate through the portal, you'll notice tabs on the left side. These tabs give you access to various services like Azure boards for work tracking, Azure repos for version control, Azure pipelines for building, testing, and deploying your code, and so on. The portal is designed to be intuitive and user-friendly, making it easy for both beginners and experienced developers to navigate. The dashboard gives you a quick overview of your projects, including their status, recent activities, and upcoming tasks. Now that we're familiar with the portal, in the next scene, we'll move on to creating our first pipeline. Stay tuned! Welcome back. Now that we've got a basic understanding of CI/CD and Azure DevOps, it's time to get our hands dirty. In this scene, we'll be exploring the Azure DevOps portal. Think of this as your mission control for creating and managing all your development projects. The dashboard is user-friendly and intuitive, making it easy to create a new project or select an existing one. To create a new project, simply click on the New Project button. You'll be prompted to enter details such as the project name, description, visibility settings, and more. Once you've filled in the necessary information, click Create. Voila! Your new project is ready. Now let's delve into one of the most powerful features of Azure DevOps, the pipelines. To access this, navigate to the Pipelines section on the left-hand side of your project dashboard. Here, you'll find options to create a new pipeline or manage existing ones. Creating a new pipeline is a breeze. Click on Create Pipeline, and you'll be prompted to connect your project to a source code repository. Azure DevOps is versatile and supports a range of repositories, including GitHub, Azure repos, and others. Simply select the repository that contains the project you want to set up the pipeline for, and you're good to go. In the next scene, we'll dive into the details of configuring your pipeline, but for now, let's take a moment to appreciate the simplicity and power of Azure DevOps. Whether you're a seasoned developer or a beginner, Azure DevOps has the tools to make your CI/CD journey smooth and efficient. Stay tuned. To begin, navigate to the Azure DevOps dashboard. Create a new project or select an existing one. Within the project, go to the Pipelines section and click on Create Pipeline. Next, connect your project to a source code repository. Azure DevOps supports several types, including GitHub, Azure repos, and others. After connecting, select the repository that contains the project you want to set up the pipeline for. Now, it's time to configure the pipeline. Azure DevOps offers a variety of templates to choose from based on the programming language and platform of the project. Select the one that suits your project best. Following the selection, Azure DevOps generates a YAML file. This file describes the steps that the pipeline will take. It's customizable, so you can add or remove steps according to the needs of your project. After the pipeline configuration, save and run the pipeline. Azure DevOps will then proceed to fetch the code from the repository, build it, and run any tests that are defined in the pipeline. To set up the CD portion, go to the Releases section under Pipelines, create a new release pipeline, and add an artifact. The artifact is essentially the output of the CI pipeline, which is now going to be deployed. Just as with the CI pipeline, configure the CD pipeline according to the needs of the project. You can specify the environments to which the application should be deployed and the conditions under which the deployment should occur. Once everything is set up, every time a change is made to the source code and committed to the repository, the CI/CD pipeline will automatically build the code, run tests, and deploy the changes to the specified environments. In summary, CI/CD in Azure DevOps is a robust system for automating the build and deployment process in software development. Creating a CI/CD pipeline involves connecting a repository, configuring the pipelines, and setting up the release process. By adopting this method, developers can ensure that their software is always in a releasable state and that any changes made to the code are immediately tested and deployed, thus reducing the risk of integration problems and speeding up the development process.